Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of Standard 7. Hope you are safe at home. Alhamdulillah, I am also well. Today I am here to conduct your online class, Islam and Moral Education. Our today's lesson is Lesson 8 from Chapter 2, and the name of the lesson is Sawm. Sawm is an Arabic word. It means to abstain from. But the question is that from which we abstain away? We abstain away from food and the pleasure of 5 sense organs. What is the time span? The time is from Subh Sadiq till sunset. Dear students, Subh Sadiq starts from just after the start of Fajr prayer. That means just after the Ajaan for Fajr prayer started, from then Subh Sadiq starts. By arranging this information, you can get the definition of Sawm. The definition may be like that: to abstain away from food and the pleasure of 5 sense organs, starting from the Subh Sadiq till sunset with a niyat, is called Sawm. You know that Sawm is forged for all Muslims, all adult Muslims, and we perform Sawm. That means we perform fasting during the month of Ramadan. No Muslims can deny this fasting time, and Allah says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal lazina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Students, this verse is given in the page number 42 of your book, and this verse is from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 183. It means that, of the believers, fasting is made first to you as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you may gain taqwa. From performing fasting, we can gain taqwa, we can gain the closeness of Allah. Now, we discuss about the importance of Sawm. What is the importance of Sawm? Fasting or Sawm makes us sympathetic to one another, especially the rich people can realize the pains that the poor people suffer from hunger. As a result, they become encouraged to help the beggars. Students, during Ramadan time, when we performing salat, we feel the sufferings of the hunger of the so we can help from this situation. We can help the poor, those cannot eat very well. Men can give up all bad things such as jealousy, speaking ill of others, addiction to smoking, etc. In Sahih Bukhari Hadith, it is said that Asiyamu Junnah. That means fasting is a shield. Fasting is a shield. It is called because in Ramadan, when a man is fasting, he gives up all the bad habits, all the bad things, and such as addiction to smoking, telling lies, etc. And for this reason, it is called a shield. Fasting is called a shield. Fasting is such kind of shield that defend us in the war against of our ill thoughts and against of all our bad habits. There are many of us who couldn't able to make a good diet dieting. Fasting makes this good habit of dieting. About the benefits of fasting, Allah said that Ramadan is such a month when the Holy Quran was revealed, the guidance for mankind, the clear evidence for the guidance and the differences between right and wrong of leading their lives. So, whoever among you avails this month must observe Saum in this month. Allah said this in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 185. Students, if you observe that, you can see that when you avail this month, you should perform fasting in Ramadan month. If we deny this, we become kafirs. That means we become disbelievers. And this verse that Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah proves that Quran is revealed in Ramadan month. That's why this month is very important for Muslims, and this month is very sacred for all Muslims. In Hadith, it is said that fasting is only for me, and I myself will give reward for this. In Hadith, it is this means that fasting is only for Allah, and Allah Himself will give this reward to us. In another hadith, our Prophet ﷺ has said that there is a gate named Rayyan in the heaven, and on the day of Qiyamah, none but those who observe fasting will enter through this gate. Prophet ﷺ has said that who performs salah to gain Allah's closeness, he can enter in the heaven through the gate named Rayyan. The Prophet ﷺ also added this: he who has a strong faith in Allah and fasts in order to get sawab in the day of judgment will have all his little sins forgiven. Prophet ﷺ also said that who perform fasting only for Allah, only to gain taqwa in the day of judgment, that means in the day of Akhirat, his small sins, that means sagira sins, will be forgiven. The Ramadan is a month of patience, and the reward of patience is heaven. Ramadan is a month of patience. The man who will feed a Saum observer will have the sawab as equal as Saum. In Ramadan, there are many of us who feed some other people who can't eat very well. By doing this, we can get the same sawab that the people get. Students, on the basis of its benefit, the month of Ramadan has been divided into 3 parts. We know that Ramadan month makes by 30 days, and we can divide it in 3 parts. First 10 days is called the Allah's kindness, and the second 10 days is called Allah's forgiveness, and the last 10 days is called for getting rid of hellfire. Now the topic is types of fasting. As we know, fasting is first for all adult Muslims, but there are other kinds of fasting such as wajib, sunnah, nafal, mustahab, makruh, such as number 1, first. During the month of Ramadan, when we observe fasting, that is called Farj Saum. The second is Wajib Saum. What is Wajib Saum? If someone has made a vow or manat to observe some fast, it is called wajib to do so. If we make a manat to do something, so then we must keep the saum for that reason, and it is wajib for us. The third one is sunnah. Sunnah saum is that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam observed this saum. Observe that saum is called sunnah saum, such as on the day of Arafah and Ashura. Day of Ashura and day of Arafah fasting is called sunnah fast, mustahab fast. There are many of us who observe fasting 13th, 14th and 15th day in every lunar month. These 3 days, along with every week in Monday and Thursday, some people also observe fasting. So these 5 days, 13, 14 and 15 days in every lunar month, and Monday and Thursday of every week, these 5 days fasting is called mustahab fasting, nafil fasting. There's farj, wajib, sunnah and mustahab. Except these 4 kind of fasting, the all other fasting is called nafil fasting. Makruh fasting. Makruh tahrimi, which is called haram. We know performing saum is we perform saum to get sawab, but in the whole year there are 5 days. On those 5 days, keeping fasting on those 5 days is haram. That is called makruh. What are those 5 days? On the 2 Eid days and 11, 12 and 13 to lunar month of the Jilhaz month. On the 2 Eid days means on the day of Idul Adha and on the day of Idul Fitr. These 2 days, and along with these 2 days, 11, 12 and 13th lunar of the month of Jilhaz. These 5 days is forbidden to perform fasting. So students, today we know about the saum, and this is for today's class. See you on the next class. Allah Hafiz.